It's very rare when I get called a rammer. While mistakes do happen, this race was different. Starting off, we're at Lime Rock in the GT2s, picking the Viper because it's an absolutely brilliant bit of machinery, especially at a track like this. Now, we did qualify for this race, got position 4, and now we're into P3. Car to the right, Frantic Hybrid, is in the Corvette there. That is a name to keep an eye on during this race, as they do drive into the car. Clearly not enough room on the track through that corner there, which has put them at a bit of a disadvantage, going wide and having to regain control. But it's put us to an advantage, not having anybody putting us under pressure behind. Cutting that corner because clearly there wasn't enough space, getting a 0.3 second penalty. Thank you, stewards, that was very much appreciated. Just got to try and make sure we can keep up with these two cars up in front. Like I say, they're very quick, and it'd be kind of handy to be pulled along as well and try and get away from the pack of cars behind us. So that is one lap down, many more to go, and we do have quite the gap from the car up in front. Slipstream is not going to be all that powerful as we're breaking down the second gear here, hugging that curb on the right hand side, and actually closing that door ever so slightly. Frantic Hybrid 0.2 seconds behind us, so they found time, clawed us back in, and is going to start putting us under a little bit of pressure again. Hopefully we'll come out of here nicely, better than the BMW did up in front. Might actually be a great choice, that car, for this race, but I'm partial to the Viper, and the Viper does deliver when promised. It's a really great car. The only thing I don't like about it is the V8 is so smooth and quiet, you don't actually hear it, so sometimes you might kick onto the limiter before you realise that you're on that limiter. Yeah, that is the only downside to this Viper that I can think of. Right, 0.3 seconds away from the cars up in front, 1.1 second away from the car behind, getting a great bit of momentum down here. Keeping up with the two cars up in front is absolutely perfect. Do not want to put them under any pressure. Last thing we need is for them to think that we're going to make a move. The idea is to work with them to a certain degree and get away from the cars behind. Then we'll battle at the end of the race, really. We have 20 minutes, 21 laps in total. So battling now is just not really the ideal thing to do. We need to create ourselves a great bit of work area for later on down the line. Now, breaking down to second gear into one of the harder corners of the track, really, because you've got to carry so much more speed, yet it's so easy to go off track and get a penalty there. Same as this section here now. Coming around here, you can kiss that curb on the right and just cut that curb on the left ever so slightly too much, and it will absolutely ruin your time. Well, the penalty will anyway. Stewards are pretty ruthless on that section there. We are now 0.8 seconds away from the two cars up in front. That has now been extended to 2 seconds by the time we start lap 7. Sadly, Frantic Hybrid has managed to catch up, being a little bit off pace, not being vacuumed up by the cars up in front. Feeling the pressure a little bit, having a bit of tail out happiness has come around this corner, trying to get this car to settle and behave itself. Frantic is looking to make a move, coming down there. Everything has got a little bit of door banging going on there, and no space has been awarded. Yeah. Oh yeah, also I'll get a penalty for that as well, 1 second penalty. That's the move where I got labelled as a rammer. Well, yes, you could argue could be avoided by myself just stopping the car, letting them pass, or going off the track and staying off the track, because there really wasn't any room for me to go, especially in turn 2 where they drove arrow straight, pretty much driving me off the track and then running over the front end. Oh, by the way though, there is a car to the left hand side who managed to avoid both of us, yet somehow pull off the same maneuver. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, or join the discussion in the Discord, where you get to have your say on how you'd have handled that situation, and have a look at the messages that were sent back and forth as well. Anyway, moving on, the cars up in front have not pitted yet, so I can only presume they might be extending their medium tyres to go on soft tyres, and if that's the case, we're going to follow suit, because clearly they know the tactic better than myself, which is going to be crucial to make sure that we stay competitive during this race. Although our tyres are looking pretty healthy at the moment, they're doing really well. We're at the better half of halfway through this race, and we still have tread left, which really does matter and is going to help out a lot. Thankfully, we're not the only people on the leaderboard that has a penalty. I mean, Kid Dynamite's got 3.2, Position 1 has 0.6, you know, so it really is easy to get a penalty at this track. While we start lap 14, the two cars up in front still have not pitted yet. And I'm looking at these tyres going, it's got to be at some point we need to pit. These tyres are not healthy at the moment, and grip is on a downward slope. Let's put it that way. So either way, whether they pit or not, we're going to have to pit at the end of this lap, going for a set of soft tyres and just try and make those work for the duration of the race. Not too sure how long soft tyres last here. Again, it's under a minute a lap, so you know, it could last 6 laps, it could last a little bit more, but it's a chance we're going to have to take as we are trying to overtake this ghosted car up in front for no apparent reason besides we need to go into the pits right now. So full sending it into the pits and making sure we come out the other side in one piece. Everybody else up in front did go into the pits, and these soft tyres are a little bit soft at the beginning. They're not all that grippy. It's like you have a bit of a shine on them, or they're cold, because every time you come out the pits, the tyres are just terrible until you get about a bit away through the track, and then they start coming into their own life. Fake Taxi is in position 5 behind us. What a name. Talent where talent is due. It might exactly be that person. We never know. And I'm not brave enough to find out and ask, to be honest with you. Position 3 is 9.2 seconds ahead, so we have lost a monumental amount of time from Kid Dynamite, which does suck, but we are in P4. We started off in P4. I cannot really grumble too much about that. Anything can happen with the cars up in front though, because 7.4 seconds away might sound like a lot, but there's still one accident away from us being right up behind them or even claiming that position. I mean, even if we did get right up behind them, we only have to be within 6/10 of them and we would have taken that position from them thanks to the penalty system. Fake Taxi still 5.8 seconds behind, chosen not to pit as of yet. So really are extending those tyres. They must be on hard tyres and choosing to go into softs for the latter part of this race. And I don't think that is the optimal choice, to be quite honest. With the way these soft tyres are lasting, I think going medium to soft might actually be the better call. I mean, we're not too far away of finding out whether we made a mistake and they was right, or they made a mistake and we was right. Either way, everybody's got a penalty. So, at least we're all consistent in one thing. Thing is, by the time we get to lap 18, we do lose a bit more time away from Kid Dynamite up in front, but we do make 2 more friends, which is kind of nice. Last few laps have been a bit solo and a bit on their own, so it's kind of nice to see some more people in this race, even if they are ghosted. And it's kind of shocking, really, if you think about it. They're only position 8 and 9, so they are getting lapped by ourselves in position 4. I mean, position 1, 2, and 3 are almost 20 seconds ahead of us at the moment. And you just got to think how spread out this field really is. Kind of insane. Frantic Hybrid is 17.3 seconds behind us in position 5. We have a massive buffer with anybody else behind, and while it does look massive, again, we are still only one bad crash away from that gap being absolutely removed from under our feet. As we come up to the end of lap 18 to start lap 19, we're actually getting a better lap time overall, setting a 55.093 for our last lap. We are now 17.9, 18 seconds away from the car behind. 15, no, that's coming down. Middle East TV is 13 seconds ahead, and position 1, who is also in the BMW, is long gone, like gone ahead, just in another time zone at the moment, really. It's kind of funny, if you look at the leaderboard, 1, 2, and 3 are within reach of each other. But if you look at the board, so position 1 is almost the same distance away from me as position 5 is away from me. Yeah, kind of insane, the leaderboard, how spread out it really is. But it's this track, it's just one of those where it can absolutely ruin you whilst also providing insane racing overall. But it doesn't just end here. When we get to the Nurburgring for our next race, is absolutely intense and incredible. But before we get there, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Andy Good, Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, Crazy 8, AK47, Spectral Rain, Tucker, and Itoshiti. Thank you guys ever so much for supporting the channel. If you'd like to become a channel member yourself, don't forget to hit that join button down below. At the Nurburgring, we're going to be starting off in position 13, which is pretty much mid-pack. There's 24 of us in this race to start off with a bright pink BMW in our rearview mirror, which is kind of daunting. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you can't miss it. It's really obnoxious in the mirror. Going a little bit wide, having a little bit of contact with the cars up in front, whilst also receiving contact from the cars behind. I think we've lost places here. We're down to 13. No, back up to 13 now. There we go. Out the other side into position 12 as we've got the inside line of this next corner here. Everything is still extremely chaotic for what is early part of the race, I'm not going to lie. BMW facing the wrong way, and we're up to position 7. Absolutely ideal. Hopefully we can create a bit of stale area from the cars behind, get away from them, catch up to that pack of cars up in front and start making more gains. Venom Snake is up in front of us. What a beautiful name that is. As well as the Ferrari did get pushed off the track ever so slightly. I'm not too sure why. Probably because they're going into the middle of the track to try and close the door on ourselves, which is obviously less than ideal. Hopefully we get a better exit. We did. And out the other side we go, gaining that position back. Venom Snake being just up in front is kind of daunting. We all know what a character he is. And if you don't, take a look at the Metal Gear Solid series. Absolute beautiful work that is. So credit where credit's due. One of the first games I actually ever played on the PlayStation 1. Besides Driver, that was the first game. So Metal Gear Solid would be the first shooting game. There, that'll be it. Anyway, digressing, moving on. Position 6 in the bag. Catching up to Venom Snake up in front. And there's only actually a couple more cars ahead of that. Everybody else is long gone in front. Hopefully this trio of cars do not keep holding us up. I think that Corvette actually cut that corner. Whether they got a penalty for that or not, I do not know, but they're very close to the limits. And that part there is not somewhere you would want to cut. The stewards don't take too kindly to corner cutters and will absolutely hammer a penalty on you there. No question about it. Coming down here, braking just before the 100 board, down to second gear. Hanging it out wide and hopefully going to get a nice cut back on the inside. Was not the case. Power was not awarded to throttle application. Of the inside of the PlayStation liveried BMW to our right, and Venom Snake has now been tranquilized. Wait, no, there's got to be a better one to that one. Neutralized. Yeah. Anyway, the joke went. Catching up to position 4 up in front. So we're now in P5 obviously, which is absolutely ideal. Hopefully position 4 will make another mistake and we can capitalize upon that. That'll be another position gained and we won't be too far away from 1, 2 and 3 who you can see just ahead. Actually position 1 is long gone ahead. They're in their own race in their own world. So it'll be 2, 3 and undertaking 4, claiming 4th position. Beautiful move right there. Although a tiniest bit of scrapage happened, it was clean and absolutely beautiful. We actually have a great lead from the car behind as well, to be fair, because we're going to be battling with Venom Snake, which gives us plenty of room to try and catch up the cars in front. Braking a little bit early for that section there. I kept feeling that the 100 board was the right place when it really wasn't. It was actually after the 100 board to brake. And out the other side we go. Following me off the track almost, losing all momentum. Venom Snake has also conquered the pink Corvette. So they're going to be right up behind us, 0.5 seconds away. Braking a little bit late, should be before the 100 board, not after it. But managing to make it work. Stewards, you're not going to get me this time. We are going to do our best and stay within the track limits this time around. Venom Snake being 0.7 seconds away. Kissing that curb on the inside. Probably ruined all momentum they had. But we are only 2 seconds away from position 3 up ahead. It isn't going to last long though, because BMW behind manages to catch up on us, 0.2 seconds away, kind of surrendering this position, although we do get rear-ended, encourages the car to turn a lot better than what it did a minute ago, and we gain a 0.6 second penalty, which I don't think is all too fair, but it is what it is. Now, we are not too far away from Bluesy Dragon 400 up in front, and the person they are also racing, which is absolutely ideal. Problem is we're under a lot of pressure from the BMW behind. Although we did have a far better exit, it isn't going to last all that long. They have come out of nowhere, caught up very quick, So either they're on a better tyre compound or they're just generally quicker in general. A little bit of dust kicking up from the cars up in front as one does go gravel castle building, which is absolutely ideal for us. Means we're going to be in the slipstream now, and that is just going to make us that little bit faster. BMW behind, very close to the rear end of this car, not ideal. We want to get away from them, and thankfully with the cars up in front we should have a bit of slipstream work on our side. We'll be able to be pulled away. Was not the case, not gonna lie. I was not expecting them to be able to do a slingshot move, so I'm just gonna let it happen, let them battle the cars up in front while we pick up the pieces behind and hopefully get vacuumed along at the same time. What a beautiful corner exit from that BMW up in front. We ourselves dip our toe in the dirt, not ideal, but thankfully Windmill to the right did encourage us to get going again, which is, thank you Windmill, very much appreciated. Now Windmill almost didn't make that corner there, as they did come in ever so hot, but we are going to go up the inside of said Windmill and have a look at their gears. Yeah, moving on from that, Bluesy Dragon being up in front, having a good bit of slipstream. We are right up behind them, although Windmill is also in a beautiful car, great choice car. Was looking to make move, and oddly enough backed right out from the whole situation, so I'm not too sure what the change of heart was. I thought they might have actually had the inside line and would have taken that position from us, but ultimately they braked and backed right off. So Windmill, if you see that, let me know down in what was going on in your mind at that precise moment. But Bluey Dragon up in front, having a much better corner exit than we did. It's absolutely intense, this race, because we're only at lap 5 and we're still heavily battling with the pack of cars up in front. It's absolutely insane. Whilst Windmill R is also battling those from behind, not applying too much pressure though. They are backing off when they see they're applying pressure to a certain degree. While I'm not defending, it's really nice to see. It's absolutely incredible racing going on here, and credit where credit is due. Sadly enough though, I will admit here, I massively let the side down. Yep, this accident in a moment is all on me, and I can only apologise to Bluesy Dragon for what is about to happen. Thing is, Bluesy Dragon is defending very well, racing very well. I'm also under pressure from the car behind, who is also racing very well. And we are all just incredible racers. It's just one of those races that you never ever get. And if you do, it's 1 in a million. It's just perfect. It was so good after the first corner shenanigans. But like I say, I had to ruin it. And it's sad, really. And it really was frustrating, because I brake at the 100 board, they brake just after the 100 board, and I run into the back of them. And they fall off the track. I would have waited. Now, I would have waited if they stayed facing the right way, and I would have let them take that position back, regardless of anything else. But as soon as I realised I was facing the wrong way, I thought we'd be there for a long time, and I just carried on. So Bluesy, I am really sorry about that. That is my fault. Honestly, it was so unexpected as well, because I braked before the 100 board. They braked after the 100 board, and while I wasn't maximum brake, because maximum I would have locked up, because my braking pressure is like 130%. Yeah, I didn't want to lock up going to the back of him. Still, I got vacuumed up in the back of him, forgetting about not having clean air from the cars up in front being in front. And yep, nobody else was to blame but me. And you can see it's affected the rest of the driving, because that is really annoyed me, to the sense of I just was absolutely gutted for Bluesy there. So moving on, Venom Snake has managed to overtake us again. Other cars have gone into the pits. Our tyres are still looking pretty at the moment. We're only lap 6 of 10. Next lap for maybe end of next lap will be the lap we're going to pit for soft tyres, because there'll be 8, 9 and 10, 3 laps remaining on the soft tyres. Will be an absolutely spot on thing to do. MS3 Mark behind us, really looking to make a move, giving us that encouragement to get going, because you know, we've got to all get going. Braking a little bit earlier because I was kind of unsure what MS3 Mark was going to do. They want to get rear-ended, exactly what happened to Bluesy. Do you know what, MS3 Mark, you might as well have it. I'll catch up in a bit. Well, actually, that bit was a lot quicker than expected. Yeah. Anyway, they've gone behind us. We've gone back in front. Lost a monumental amount of time from Venom Snake up in front. Not ideal, thanks to the battling on the cars behind. Absolutely sugarcoating that beautiful. Over the track we go. Venom Snake has gone into the pits. Now, we need to make sure that this next lap is absolutely spot on within a decent time frame as well, because we need to be in front of them as we come out the pits, and that was not the case. It really wasn't. It was about a second down on that lap, which has brought in a new contestant into the race. We're now down to position 10, so there are other cars in this race. Not too sure if people are doing a no-stop strategy, but you never know what is going on. And having that pink BMW in the rearview mirror again is less than ideal, not going to lie. It really is distracting. Not too sure why he's parked there. Can't park there, sir. Coming down here at the end of the cones, braking down third gear. We have a quitter. So that's the Viper gone out the window there. Up to position 8, carrying a 1.1 second penalty. Under pressure from the BMW behind, but not wanting to feel said pressure. We are still ahead by 0.9 of a second, really, thanks to their penalty. They have a 2-second penalty overall. We are still rocking 1.1, so we do have a bit of a barrier to work with. Flat out almost through the section there, could have handled that a lot better, turned in a little bit earlier. Wouldn't have had to lift going through that section because it is a flat out part of the track. Braking just before the 50 board, down in third gear, let the car coast in and around. BMW really closing that net behind. Hopefully they might go off track here for hanging them a little bit wide. Was not the case. They are definitely creeping up on us, and I don't think it's going to be ideal if they manage to make that move work in this corner here. Maybe we could fake brake them. Down in second gear, turning in. I feel they may have cut that corner. Doesn't look like they did. Got away with it. Absolutely incredible, really, because that was a hell of a corner cut, not going to lie. But we have managed to catch up to Venom Snake and a person in position 6, which is absolutely beautiful for us. Goes to show, I think there's some people out there that's doing a hard no-stop strategy, because just the way we are as we come out the pits, we are so far behind compared to what we were when we went into the pits. Now, a 3-way battle with the cars up in front. It's not going to end all too well. Got the inside of the right-hand BMW. Absolutely beautiful move right there. Can we hold it on the inside through here? Not give an inch, but take the mile. Out the corner we go. They're behind us. Thankfully, that is that position gain. What a beautiful move. Thing is, we need to be quite a bit further ahead of them, thanks to our penalty being larger than theirs. Now, we are still within crime distance of position 7 up in front, who is rocking that penalty. As long as we are within 0.6 seconds, we'll have that position from them too. Venom, on the other hand, is a totally different person. I don't think they are rocking a penalty, which is benefiting them massively, obviously. But they are under a monumental amount of pressure from person in position 7, who I'm not going to try and pronounce, who is really aggressively trying to make a move, looking for that opening. And side by side, we're going to go make it 3 wide through here, because you know what? Why the hell not? And it just didn't go well. Flash, why would you make it 3 wide? You know what? Well, you know, you got to try. And try and fail, we did. That's all I'm going to say. Failed massively, but we tried. So credit where credit's due, I guess. It is what it is. Can't say I didn't try. There's a lot of tries in that one sentence. Braking just for the 100 board here, down in second gear. Can we make it through the chicane, catch them up in front? We have only 1 lap remaining. We are lap 9, about to start lap 10. Anything can happen for these next few corners, and we are 0.8 seconds away from the Wolfpacker cars ahead of us. We need to make it done on this lap, and it just didn't happen. Venom Snake rocking a 0.5 second penalty, so they did have a penalty overall, but not large enough for us to benefit from. Pink did manage to get through, as well as the other BMW is long gone. Sadly, we wasn't able to follow through. We was just too far behind, thanks to absolutely messing up that 3 wide movement. Now, through here we go. I thought that Venom would get a penalty for that cut there. They did not, but we do have the inside line of the final corner. It's not going to matter, but it makes you feel good. Because they were trying doing a cutback, it wasn't going to happen. A drag race to the end. While we are in P8, the penalty will put us down to position 9. Them to our right side. What a finish that was. What an incredible race. Thank you to everybody who participated. Again, sorry to Bluesy Dragon 400 for sending them off the track, who actually finished just behind us. So it wasn't all that bad, but could have been a lot better. Everybody, that was freaking awesome. Thank you so much. See you all next time.